Welcome to the Parody, where we tally up the victims in our favorite movies. I'm Chelsea Rose, and today we're looking at The Horrors of a Regular Camp, released in 2021. Now, originally this movie was supposed to be covered in January of this year, but I got moved all the way over to here because, I don't know, I just didn't feel like doing it back then. But now I feel like doing it, even though I have a much bigger episode I need to do. I'm looking at you, Murder Drones, episode 8. So was it worth the 8-month wait to get onto the parody? Kinda. It certainly fulfills its purpose as being the requisite GGF Fate 7-1 non-flick horror movie, I guess. Now there should be something really worrying about this movie. It's a GGF 871 movie from 2021. That's it. So you know something fishy's gonna be happening. Now, like I said in my original script and recording stream from last December, you should probably know that this is one of the few GGF 801 movies that I have yet to cover. Now let me tell you this is a very straightforward film. You're basically getting what you're getting. Quote-unquote horrors at a regular seeming camp. I say horrors in quotes because this really isn't a film you should be taking seriously. There's a part of this film where we tell wacky stories. You get to watch straight-ass me be straight as hell. And then there's a guy who was once a rat that ate a kid at Disneyland. If you're looking for GGF 801 spooks, just watch Drone instead. But if you want a really specific, wacky GGF 801 horror experience thing, then you can do a lot worse. How horrific did this regular camp get? Let's find out and get to the kills. The movie begins with a trip into a... let's just call it a chasm for now. Inside the cave, we have royalty-free Jason Voorhees just hanging out. Well, he considers that an insult, so he starts the movie's kill count off of Gucci toilet. Then after that, he basically goes on a straight-up killing spree. The next 5 begin with Dude Jr. somehow dying off screen. Jason walks over one-on-one Gamer a bit before killing him directly afterwards. Scandalous, his next victim, gets a bit too close to him. Next, he walks to the MHAC J before whoa-ing his head into the screen. And for my last victim, I'm just gonna stand here and do nothing. My victim somehow just died. Then after a bit of taunting, he just straight up disappears. That, of course, makes the movie appear with a title card. We cut to what, judging by the end of the movie, is a few days before. Of course, she has to go view the caves again, even though we were just saved for the opening scene. Why y'all look at me like that? Oh, I just said the C word. I meant chasm. Come on. Should have seen that one coming. Well, at least Jason's not in there, so we can just look around to her heart's content. After exploring for what feels like forever, she goes back to the tents, and oh my god, someone's burning themselves to death. That make for some tasty bacon. And what, we got Chelsea on the mix doing it too? Okay, Bacon Hair, you've set a dangerous precedent. As they announce to the server that Jason's about to get drowned in coins, Chelsea says that it's officially horror movie time. That sentiment is later proven right when we get our first kill that's not of the opening, when a Bacon Hair is burnt to death. She goes back to the cabins and figures out that area also got drowned in coins. After getting a midday sleep in the wrong-gendered cabin, she's just bored. Well, I think they activated some rain, so at least there aren't any fires for people to kill themselves with. She figures out nothing to do past that, so she decides to go get some Riz. Anyways, I can safely say we're all glad this movie didn't come out last year, because it would have been a really different story with how that story would have gone. I mean, just take a look. I'm not beating Jupiter's allegations. Let me tell you, 2021 me, you need to get some Riz Academy points. Outside the same usual cast, but I want to highlight Hatch 08, a guy with a top hat who's basically just buff SpongeBob. And with it being dark and fireless, and basically also lightless, no one knows where they are. Okay, well, apparently Chelsea did go to Riz Academy in 2021, but failed miserably. You almost ended up with the wrong person. Chelsea's next sleep is actually at night, which means she can actually get some sleep. She basically awakens when she says, oh, this is the life. Outside, at least 2 people have been lit ablaze.
Also, Julian here has to explain that he's Puerto Rican, not Mexican.
Whoever must have told this guy he was Mexican clearly doesn't have his vexillology straight, because the flag on his back is actually the one of Puerto Rico. Meanwhile, this is the one of Mexico. They look way different.
All Just wants to know during the entire radio is when the killer's coming in. Turns out, Chelsea, they're coming in right now! Oh, shit. But no kill graphic means they're actually just fine. She's lit herself ablaze yet again, so she goes over to the lake to try to set herself out. Her fire does go out, but there's something worse in the lake. The dead body of Cloud Monster, who got there I don't know how long ago. She runs back to the cabin, somehow unfazed about that dead body, but this is the horrors of a regular camp after all, so she's gonna tell the boys to come over to the cabin, and she's gonna try to get Riz tips, and etc, etc, etc. Listen, Chelsea, if you really want to know how to get girls, it's just... physical education? Anyways, there's a lot more running around the camp and such until we get to one of the film's more funnier jokes. The Total Drama Confessional parody. You know what was on during the background when I was filming this Total Drama? I don't remember which season. After that, she decides to go take a hike. She only takes one up to the zip line and it sends her really far down. She gets on another zip line and just jumps into the lake. After she gets out of the lake, she's thinking about gay stuff.
Okay, I'll give 2021 me this. That actually kind of translates into 2024 me. This thing's fault. Damn it.
And you know how you can get that? Participating in story time. Our first of our mini VHSs comes from this 2021 Among Us cosplayer. It's about a basement that creeped him out, so he avoided it. One night, he stayed up to play some video games when he heard what sounded like his dad downstairs. He had some errands.
Hold on, so if we actually consider this could be their dad, do you think their dad asked him, are you gonna finish those errands?
Like I said, he had some errands, so it must have been stuff he heard. A few minutes later, screaming was heard, so it was serious. A locked closet led to a monster reveal and an outside slumber. When awakened, the cops were there and his real father was found ripped apart. My god. That's brutal without visuals. The responses to Among Us guys' stories sound fake as hell, but come on, let's hear another one. Our next story is by Mesmer the Wolf, and it's about a group of 3 friends.
Yeah, I know the story's about to be interesting, but like, what were their genders?
The same gender breakdown as Orphan 2009. One of these hero days, they went to the cave to hang out, and it better have been during the day. God damn it, these stupid idiots. Since they're in the castles at night, of course they would have heard some noises. It was from some sort of mammal-like creature, and it grew to a lady with a fox mask. Judging by the kill graphics on screen, you can probably guess what happened to them. While debating if they're an anime fox or not, some more people end up trying to burn themselves to death. Holy shit, the ninja decides to burn himself to death. Since everyone else unlocked the skill of envious influence, it's time for Chelsea to tell her own story. It's the tale of March 14th, 1991, the day that crabs, fries, and when 3 boys and 2 girls are at this very spot. And yeah, before I get into more about this story, someone does die. Like, the best lollipop just burnt themselves to death. I don't know why. However, secretly the 2 girls were making out.
You can tell this was 2021 me because I'm about to take you on a journey. Holy shit, look at these gay people!
And it was these boys were still chasing after them, and then they had kind of snapped. That is if you count replicate and kill from the Friday the 13th reboot like 3 times over.
Yeah, the representation I provide in this story is... yikes. But I think I got better at it over time, specifically with Mansion Battle.
They then blamed it on Jason, whoever that is. After that story, it's basically over for the rest of the movie as she goes to bed. After all that time, she finally goes back to the cabins and immediately sits down. I wasn't expecting that. There it is, walking into the wrong cabin. That's the boys' cabin. And apparently the other boys got Riz. Then she just sits there and goes to sleep. During the sleep, we get a little bit of development on some of the stories we had already heard. During this, some guy named Epic Noober King tells them about the kids in his basement who love Kool-Aid. Yo, wait, that's Lollipop. Were you looking at my 2021 screen? Noober King then delves into how he was actually a rat once and how he worked at Disneyland.
Oh, was it really fun?
I worked at Disneyland, but I hate one of the kids.
Oh. I guess you could have fun in that too.
And sure, let's add this kid to the list since it was told in the story like the others. After hearing that wacky tale, she decides to start with her day and it's automatically raining. Then at the 10th, she's all like, hey, the other guys have more Riz than me. Oh my god, Chelsea, I can hear you from there. Stop talking about Riz. Then she goes to sleep yet again and some other stuff happens. Things are getting kind of boring at camp at this point, so she just walks across the entire camp. She then goes to a place where there's, hey look, a big screen for movies and such. I wonder what they're playing. Oh, I get it, we're playing absolutely nothing. Through that and other wacky turns, she manages to get back over to the tents. They're all up here wetting themselves, which makes them reset, which I will add. Hey look everyone, that storm's over now. That means both the fires are now back up and running. And as it gets free people, it shows that it's really effective at making people want to die. It's also at the tents where Saswaya has a graphic sex scene. And also, instead of telling scary stories, people just want to die. The lack of scariness gets her pissed enough that she decides to start a killing spree. In her quote-unquote killing spree, she tries to kill many people with a marshmallow on a stick. She goes over to the tents and I'll give her this, I'll count one person here. Saswaya, since they react accordingly to the marshmallow stick thing. However, after Saswaya, everyone recognizes, or seemingly recognizes the bullshit going on here. Even the people who just came in know this shit is bull. They haven't even interacted with Chelsea. Since she apparently has the ability to kill really no one, she burns herself to death. Back at the cabins, we get, whatever this is. Then we also get a flying chair. Going back over to the tents, we see someone danging up their rumpa. Since she didn't get that high up the mountain before, she decides to go up there now. Over an hour in. First of all, there's more tents and... What was that? She gets higher up to a snowy region where it's revealed those are actually just giant snowballs.
But we're in the middle of a parody right now. There's no way one of those could just... Ow.
She makes it the farthest she can, but she gets hit by a snowball that sends her flying down. Approximately half a minute later, she gets back to the cabins where someone's sitting in that chair. And now there's just roasting that chair over an open fire. And now that chair is invisible and now is roasting a woman over an... okay. And now we're just going away. Anyways, she's seen enough, so now she's gotta go take a nap for 3 whole minutes of this entire movie. And even worse, nothing freaking happens during those 3 minutes. Anyways, now that her 3 minutes are up, she hears up to her some bodies outside. Oh, even with the front of bodies, she just wants to tell more stories. There's kind of a reason I'm not talking over this portion of the film. It's because there's a whole lot of more nothing stuff that we've seen before. Like people putting on different, like, sorts of weird clothing, admin commands, etc., etc. But why use admin commands when you can have a debate on which part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has the best intro?
Well, personally, part 3 opening 1, but... I agree to disagree.
And yes, I actually watched all of them to share my opinion. Sorry to disappoint Left Waffle, but I put it 14th out of 17. But how about we stop the discourse and focus on Emmett from the Lego Movie? Emmett's presence here is so freaking sweet that 2 people die. Now that we're done with that, the chair it turns invisible and just makes Chelsea sit in it. Okay. Instead, you should have led her to the bodies of Sylvia and Protector Monster, who are seen dead right outside the outhouse. A guy named Malvin's over there too, and he has a more comical approach. The bodies make Chelsea go for a swim. She swims into an underwater tunnel that seems to be the location of another cave. It leads to what's apparently just a huge paradise, but she's not interested. It seems as if nighttime is officially here, and people bunker into their tents because of bodies. Or no, it's probably because people are talking about coming to chat. However, the reason they were hiding was because of the bodies. They have a good reason, since another body was found inside the outhouse.
Just gets her nightly sleep for at least 34 seconds and heads over to the cave. What?
That audio you just heard was from the original recording livestream for this very parody from December of last year. That specific part got pretty damn awkward for reasons. Also, that recording live stream is basically the only reason I remember this movie. I'm not joking. Again.
Anyways, shortly thereafter, she is killed by Vason. And shit, man, I guess it's the same for 2 more people. When she heads back down, she figures out that one of them is injured. Chelsea asks Oak how many people died, and she says that most of the group did. When asked for a total, she says that about 6 died. First of all, I thought James was one of them. But no, in an earlier shot, he was nowhere to be seen. What I'll do here is still count the 3, although I'll have them both as 2 dudes, 1 woman, since that's how me and the others ended up. Anyway, Slenderman is here too! And there he is again. It seems like Vason is gonna be in trouble considering one of them has a sniper. However, seemingly only Slenderman is hunting the cave since it seems like it's daytime now. The plan of the group is just wait here for a bit until Vason comes in and just get the hell out of there. Chelsea splits away from the rest of the group until she finds a blood pool on the ground. She just walks right past that until Billis Saru gets healed by an admin. The group goes on yet another adventure until we find the blood pool that Chelsea found earlier.
Well, hey, I had the patent on the blood spill first. You suck.
Chelsea thinks that someone could have died here, while the others think it's period blood? After a GGF Fates 1 pussy attack, it gets darker in the caves, which means fun's about to begin again. And sure enough, there's Vason right in the flesh. His first move is injuring Douglas and then hunting down Oak. After she's injured, she gets killed due to further hacking. After cementing himself as a lumberjack, everyone gets out of there, like they said they would. That is, except for everyone. Chelsea figures out why they should have done that in the first place when she gets injured and Douglas gets killed. Barely clinging on to her own life, she gets the heck out of those caves. She tells everyone at the cabins that Jason almost killed her and even provides them a kill count. But then, Chelsea had an idea.
I'm gonna be a dumbass today.
Yeah, she just heads over into the caves like it's no big deal. And of course, Vason hunts her down and kills her. Just wanting to get the slightest bit of closure, she and the others head back down into the caves one final time.
That's nuts!
I know it's nuts! Twisted Guns walks right into Vason and gets killed. Same goes for Dude Jr., although he actually tried running away. As for Douglas, Vason catches up with him when we never see him again in the cave after this point, so I'm also gonna count him. That means the final person for Vason's log is Chelsea. And sure enough, he teleports over there just to kill her. Oak will also be included in this figure since it's revealed that she respawned later. At this point, it's daytime again, meaning Vason's out of the cave forever. She comes out a died multiple times survivor, and the movie ends with her swearing that she'll never enter that cave ever again.
Maybe she'll go back to the cave, but that depends on whether there's a sequel or not. For now, I'll only have to look at this one film's horrors and get to the... I guess I have to do my nightly 30-second long sleep. Alright, let's see what this says. To go to the caves, you have to go to the numbers. Huh, that's actually really easy. Alright, see you there.
43 people died in the horrors of a regular camp, a lower than usual kill count for a GGF Fate 71 movie. The victims consisted of 29 males and 14 females, which gives us a pretty basic pie chart. With a runtime of 98 minutes, that left us with a kill on average every 2.28 minutes. I'll give Amethyst flavor to the first 6 kills of the film as they set up what we're gonna see throughout. I'll give Broken Pistol to the 2 outhouse bodies as there weren't anything special going on with them. And that's it. The Horrors of a Regular Camp was released in 2021 and is only seeing kinda continuation and a 1-episode spin-off of the Roblox Ragdoll show titled Into the Cave. That hasn't had an episode since that 1 episode, of course, but if I could do more, I would do more. Until next time, I'm Chelsea Rose, and this has been The Parody. I really don't have anything to say for this outro except, sorry for not having one of these parodies for like a month because, I don't know. Yeah, that's my reason. I don't know.
Hey guys, listen. It's my new national anthem.
Do you get the joke? It's because I like woman. Ha ha. Ha ha.